Hello, everyone. This is week 5, and today I will be giving a lecture on my feelings towards the whole immigration at the U.S. border um, topic that's going on right now. Um, for me, it's like really kind of devastating to see what's going on right now in the U.S. and at the border. I've been following it on the news, and it has me a little conflicted because, of course, as Christians, we should be compassionate and merciful towards, the immigrants and the situation that they're in. And God would want us to be kind and understanding towards them. And Matthew's 25:36, it says, "For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." And so God does expect, to an extent that we are merciful, towards them. And, but then at the same time, it's like the expectation is that, there are laws that need to be obeyed. And so since immigration is, illegal, there is a fine line, of ethic here, and so it's a very controversial issue in the US, but in many other countries, the expectation is the same when it comes to illegal immigration, and that, anyone who enters that country who is not a citizen of that country would follow the process to gain access to their country. But at the same time, it's like, let's be realistic. In this current situation, the US is, taking extra measures to, keep those people from entering legally and illegally. And so the laws, kind of seem a little unfair, and it might seem like, discrimination. But it's really sad either way, like, because there's, these families are only here looking for a better life, for them and for their children. And they're fleeing from their countries because of not just poverty, but crime and exploitation and all of these things that, as humans, we're all expected to be free and to live and be happy. And so not being able, I was watching a video the other day, and the guy was talking about how he had been looking for a job for like 2 or 3 years, and unfortunately was not able to find a job, and that, the cartel was really prevalent in his country, and that, he just wanted to work, and it was just really devastating to see, like, people. And this is not anything new, like, this has been going on for hundreds of years, but when it's kind of in your face, it makes you feel a little different about it. And so I felt like today was kind of like kind of like a landmark, because it was like the government, the people, the illegal immigrants tried to force through the border today. And as a result, the U.S. fired tear gas into the crowd. And a lot of those people, I guess it's estimated that there's like 6,000 people at the border. And a lot of those people are children. And so as a Christian, of course, my heart goes out to them, because they're children and they don't have a voice and they don't have a say, and they're not being protected when they really should be being protected, even though, the protection that the U.S. has been offering has not been, sufficient to me. Like separating children from their parents and sending them to camps, to me, like, I understand it's better than them sleeping out on the street and not having shelter and, the basic necessities. But at the same time, like, separating them away from their parents, to me, is not the solution. So I'm just really praying about it, and I'm really hoping that as a country we can come to some resolution on this, very quickly, and that people aren't harmed, and it doesn't get completely out of control, because the feeling that I have right now is that unfortunately it's probably going to get out of control. And I think that as all Christians, we need to be praying about it, and we really need to be, thinking, brainstorming, maybe coming up with some other solutions that we could start filtering through social media to see, like, maybe those are other options that might be considered. Like, I was watching a video earlier, and there were a lot of, really horrible comments being made when the video was showing about, the current status at the border, because the border had been closed down on both sides. And people were just saying a lot of really racist things. And, I understand we definitely should protect our border. Like, absolutely. We should not just be letting anyone in, because who knows who you're letting in, and who knows what you're inviting into your home. Just like your home at home, you don't just let anyone in. I get it. But at the same time, like, there has to be a better solution, because at the end of the day, these are still humans. Like, they might not be U.S. citizens, but they're still children of God, as we all are. And they didn't have a choice where they were born. They didn't have a choice as to where they had to live or how they have to live. And they're just trying to do something better for their children and their families. And so as a people, we all have to be able to respect that. Like, there's no way that you can't respect that. So it's like, I understand they need to do it the right way, but don't make it impossible for them to do it the right way. And, it touches home for me, because I know a lot of people who have immigrated to this country years ago, and they did do it the legal way, and they got their citizenship, but never having lived in the conditions that they are forced to live in, it's hard to understand why this is so important to them and why they're so desperate. And so I just pray that as Christians, we all can be empathetic or sympathetic to the situation that they're in, and find some kind of way to support a humane way of making other options available to them, not necessarily saying to allow them into the border or opening the border. Absolutely not. But there has to be some other option other than just saying no. So for all of us, I hope that, I'm sure that for many people, this kind of touches home, because whether it's your family or it's someone that or, we all know people who have migrated to this country and the reasons why they have migrated to this country. And so we can all sympathize with the situation that they're in. And so even if that helping hand, like, I don't live close to the border, and I wish that I did, because I would try to, at least, I did see there were some organizations on the Tijuana side that was bringing them food and bringing them clothes, because a lot of those people have been out there waiting for, days and days and days and days with these little children out in this open air. Like, they don't have any kind of, protection. They don't have anything. So it's like, even providing just basic things like blankets and clothing and food, might help until the U.S. figures out, which way they're going to go with this. So, I'm just really hoping that as a people, we can all come together and we can show that, the U.S. is a great place, and that we do care about other people, whether you are part of our country or not, that we are all children of God, and that there is maybe some kind of way that we can help. It might not be 100% what they want, but we should be able to do something. So, um, that's my lecture for tonight. I hope that everyone enjoyed this course. I thought that it was very interesting, and I look forward to what the future holds. Thank you.